GM.
GM, what's up, boys?
How's it going? Let's see the chain spam.
Oh, I think
Amazing.
it's backwards because of the mirroring. There she is.
That is a beauty. How heavy is that
Yeah,
thing? Solid gold?
yeah, it's about 50 pounds of solid gold. Actually, I forewent the diamonds. I didn't get it iced out just so I could have more gold.
Yeah, smart. That thing's kind of awesome, honestly. We got to get those mass produced.
They're pretty durable too. They're pretty much more durable than I thought they'd be.
It survived a whole weekend at what was it, ETH Denver?
Yeah, yeah. All the crypto girls pulling at it.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
All four of them.
Yeah, true. I bet the ratio is terrible at the summits or at the conferences.
Definitely male heavy for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, welcome all to Trenches with Joe stream. Spam, did you run one of these in the past?
Yeah, we
Somewhat
ran
similar?
one. We ran one for the Monad times token mill activation, but that one was kind of all just like fake money, fake tokens on the test net. So this is the first time doing the real deal.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, this time we're gonna do some live trading. We got some charts ready, and we're also gonna get in on I don't know. We'll just ape some shit in the trenches with you guys, and just see what happens. I guess today's gonna be an interesting day. I think with Liberation Day in America. Woohoo!
What is it?
GM.
As an
GM,
American,
GM.
this is the first I'm hearing of this. What's Liberation Day?
Are you kidding? You haven't heard about Liberation Day?
Is this for the tariffs? Like what's going on?
Yeah. This is
Gotcha.
well, I don't know. No one knows what's going on, but I guess they're going to announce something today. So it's either going to be, I mean, it'll probably be volatile as fuck today, one way or the other, but it's either going to be like a nothing burger, or I feel like it's going to dump. Like I personally can't foresee a version of this where this causes the market to send, but who knows?
They're gonna liberate us from our wealth, basically.
Yes. That's probably what's going to happen. We'll see. But yeah, I guess we can kind of go ahead and hop right into it. Fish, do you want to start with your screen share, and then you can kind of walk us through? I think you're probably the most solid trader here. I mean, you've got the most experience, and I think you have like an actual system, which is nice. So
Yeah. Okay. So I've been AFK since Saturday, and I'm literally just like coming to grips with what's happened in the market. You can see here, like, I think this was FOMC, right? So Tuesday, 18th of March, we took a long going to FOMC. We did it at like 81.5. Took profit 24 hours later at 86.5. Then market corrected a little bit. Then we took another long here around 84. I think the market kind of stalled around here. We're aiming for 92.5, but stalled around 88, 89. I think we took about 60 to 70% of profit around here, then round trip the rest. Last long I took was here on Saturday. This is when I was like in Mexico for a bachelor party. As you can see, it didn't work out well. It just dumped down even more. And right now we're actually not doing too bad, if I had to be honest. I've just been catching. I've literally slept like 24 hours the past 24 hours, so I have no idea what's going on in the world right now. Um, Honestly, like given what you read on Twitter, like you think that things will be much worse, but actually, price is not looking too bad. I did that. Let me just remove some of these lines. I know we need that one. Okay, never mind. So I did say like if you took we had this like volume profile here on the right. You can see this like little graph. So that actually goes from, we just do it 1 hourly. Did it disappear? Okay. So this volume profile here, right on the right, you can see that it actually takes it from the time that we dumped late February. And what you want to see over time is this becomes like a bell curve, like a normal distribution curve. So I did say that we'd probably spend more time in this circled area because these areas here, you can see there's like not enough volume going there. So this is exactly what we're doing now. We're just spending time within this like 84.5 to 85.5 zone. I actually think that we will probably make a move up towards like, at least 87 again. And it will probably surprise everyone because everyone's expecting us to dump, especially since like we're conditioned to think that tariffs are bad, right? Actually, I think tariffs, like no one knows the exact economic effect of tariffs. That's the main thing. And the reason why it's caused dumps in the past is because of uncertainty, not because of any kind of macro factor or anything. Like the uncertainty was what caused markets to dump in the past. I do think that I'm not a macro guy, but I do think that the market is just generally getting more immune to tariff news. The other thing that we also consider is like, I think after the last FOMC a couple weeks ago, Jerome Powell basically said like, oh, like they're not going to start QEing, but they are slowing quantitative tightening, right? Which is actually really good for risk on assets. So that's something that I think a lot of people are not factoring in yet. Like there could be a time, sometime in April, this month even, where things just suddenly go up, and people are just not expecting it because we're so conditioned to this like, this period of like doom and gloom and bear posting. Saying that though, I don't think that the market's is going to go straight up right away. I do think that we will probably chop some more, but it will probably be like this kind of bullish chop that we're seeing right now. And actually, this is why I went long last Saturday, because I was expecting us to come back to this area again. But as you can see, I was a little bit too early to this long. So yeah, TLDR, I think is not too bad. I do worry about some of the geopolitical stuff. Like, I don't know, I think a war in Iran would be very, very bad just because oil will go up and, that'll be like the black swan of this year. But other than that, I don't think there's reasons to be super bearish right now.
I mean, one thing I think to consider is like, the main reason we had so much, well, I guess the bear market kind of came around with COVID, or like, I guess not exactly with COVID, but a little bit later. And then the inflation data was kind of what everyone was paying attention to for like a year and a half. And we basically just got inflation back under control. And with tariffs, depends on what actually ends up happening, but the tariffs are definitely not going to help with inflation. So I think that's another thing to consider for worrying. But I do think it's possible, like if everyone is, thinking on the same bias, that the market could surprise us, but not 100%.
Yeah, it's just really hard to tell. Like, I think, I don't claim to know any of this stuff, right? But you read different sources. Everyone's like, one person's like, oh, recession's around the corner. Another person says, oh, well, the job market and the economic data is actually not that bad. I think the long story short is like, it's kind of shaky, but it's not as bad as everyone thinks it's ought to be, like making it out to be.
True.
Saying that though, I don't think that we're gonna be back to bull run anytime soon. I just think that, back to bull run requires rates to be lower, requires us just like the market to be, in a more QE mode. So, I've always said, like, in the past few weeks, there's no reason to rush anything. This is going to be a long, choppy market. If you are like in any longs, make sure you take profits. Like the last two longs that we had that succeeded, I only held them for a maximum of like 48 hours.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to be like holding long and then gunning for all-time highs here. This is how you get chopped up. I think the best thing to do is probably like to not just be completely sidelined. And then the second best thing to do is just take profit very, very fast.
Yeah. Another thing is, I mean, we've been talking specifically about the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart doesn't look that bad, but I mean, if you look at alts over the last,
Yeah, I was looking at meme coins just now, like Chill Guy. Oh my god, they just made new lows. Honestly, I think they'll come back. I think most of the sentiment is probably because of these altcoins. Like most people are just heavily in alts, and that's why like the sentiment is just so bad. I mean, the way to think about it is like I think it will come back. It's just that maybe it's going to be select alts, right? Like Fartcoin is actually doing much better than all the other meme coins, simply because it has more mindshare, I guess.
I actually caught a decent long on Fartcoin this week. I got in at like 40 cents. Closed it out
Yeah, I
yesterday.
mean, even the meme coins, like I played Fartcoin from like 21 cents to 38 cents. Like as a short-term trade, there's lots of, they present great opportunities because, for example, like Mudang, right? Like this thing is so oversold, you can probably like just buy it today and then it'll probably pump tomorrow and then you can make a decent chunk and then get out. But I think a lot of people, they're just playing these meme coins, holding it, hoping that it'll be worth a lot more like a year from now. And it's just too hard to say.
Yeah, I think meme coins are tough because like it is interesting. There was this whole period where everyone was talking about the meme coin super cycle and stuff. And to be honest, I bought in on it towards the top, which is I guess how it normally happens. But the thing is like I am kind of confident in that narrative in the sense that I really don't think meme coins are going away. But I just don't know how many of the ones that are like that have already come down like 95%, like how many are going to actually make a run again, like I feel like only a select few will make a run anywhere close to what they used to have, and then I think it's just going to be new ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I think very few of them will be able to break their all-time highs again.
Yeah, all-time highs, very, very few.
And generally, like when people start saying stuff like meme coin super cycle on CT, you should take it with a massive grain of salt. Actually, one of the reasons why I started to learn more, like I've never been a trader, I've never learned like order flow or any of this kind of stuff in the past. But I only started learning in the past, let's say 12 to 18 months. And that was because I was sick of, people saying stuff on Twitter and then the opposite happening, right? I wanted to become more informed of how to make decisions on my own without other people's input. And what I realized, like, actually Twitter is horrible for getting alpha. Like most of the time people are just like, they're either way too emotional and just echoing the current sentiment of the market, which is like, if it's down, they're like super depressed. And if the market's up, they're super euphoric. They're not able to like see the market objectively for what it is. Or they're just shilling their own bags, right? They have an agenda. I actually think most of the alpha nowadays is actually hidden in like Discord groups. Some of these paid Discord groups are actually pretty good. I know that it gets a lot of bad rep, but some of them are actually pretty good. You can learn a lot of stuff from there. That's how I learned a lot of my stuff.
So could you give us like kind of a rundown of what all these lines mean on your charts? Like how are you?
Yeah. So this is very complicated.
Let me just try and simplify things. All right, so let me just do this one. Maybe it's easier. Sol. Okay. So what I do, right, is first of all, I do the daily chart. And anytime there's like two adjacent candles, like a white one and a gray one, then I would put a turquoise line here. So that means that on this candle, it closed up here at 138, and then next daily it opened at 138. So that's where I put the turquoise line here. You'll see that it only happens for adjacent different colored candles. It doesn't occur for these two candles, for example, because they're both whites. They both open green. And I do that. So the turquoise is my daily lines. And then my yellow is weekly lines. So these are two weekly candles. This one opened green and this one closed red. So therefore, the weekly close and the weekly open are, they get a yellow line. So a lot of my lines are just revolving around daily opens and weekly opens. It sounds very basic, but I find that the more, like, I used to have a lot of stuff in my system, and I realized that everything in TA just revolves around drawing lines on your chart and then seeing how price reacts when it gets to the line. And everyone has like different terminology for it. Like you have, you probably heard of like FVG, order blocks. Like, they're all basically the same thing, right? You just have to find your lines that you trust. And then when price hits that line, see how you want to react, whether you want to get long or get short or whatever, or just not enter at all. So what I do is, right, like for example, in this chart, Solana, right now it's like 126, and I see that there's a couple lines here, 143, and then some here, 120. So let's say I'm waiting to get long. What I would do is like, also the pink lines are POCs and POCs. So this is a SPOC, which is a session. This one here is a DNPOC, which is a daily naked point of control. Basically, it's a line where there's a lot of volume that transacted in that price point, but price has not reached it yet, which is why it's naked. And it's important because if it's naked, it means that there might be a lot of, let's say, longs at that level, and they're now underwater. And if price goes back up there, they might want to close at break even, and that can cause a reaction to go short. But anyways, going back to like my levels, right? So these are my lines, and what I do is basically I wait for price to go down to that level and see how it reacts. So let's say I want to go long. Well, I'll probably look at like 120 or 118. And when it gets to this level, I want to see, you want to have some kind of confirmation to understand whether you should be going long or short here. Long here or not. And in my case, like when it hits this level, I want to see whether there are like CVD divergences happening, which is basically, I use a different software for that, which is ExoCharts. Let me see if I can get it actually. Let me just change my screen real quick. So this is ExoCharts. And it just gives me, I use it to identify CVD divergences. So CVD is like cumulative volume delta. And what it allows me to do is like basically see if there are limit longs or limit shorts entering the market, right? It probably takes too long to, explain fully in one stream. The idea is like once price hits a level, I want to see if they're like longs opening or shorts opening, and if they're getting too aggressive. So this is like open interest. This is CVD, the white line, and basically I just use this, this software to tell me, okay, there's like limit longs now entering, and therefore it gives me confidence to also enter long at that level. And that's basically it.
Interesting. So do you have like specific, or do you like limit yourself, I guess, on what tokens you trade? Like you're more confident with certain tokens, or is it really just whatever you see on a given day?
So for my charting, like for my system, it's basically it only works on Bitcoin, and ETH. So I basically just follow my system for Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, and maybe some other majors. But then like for meme coins, I will just ape it whenever I feel like if I'm long on Bitcoin and I think that the rest of the market will also go up, then I'll also just ape some meme coins at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm no god at trading by any means, but when I do successfully trade, it's usually with more like slightly longer term horizon. So usually like the daily chart and stuff, and just clearly mapping out like old horizontals. I feel like your system is more built around like the current, like what's happening in the last like week or so. Like you're all
Honestly, I've seen guys like very successful traders. They trade with like the most basic system ever. They could just hide everything, and they would just look at the chart and be like, okay, I'm gonna long here. Like what you find over time is that I think the natural inclination is like you want to add more indicators, and then over time you realize what is noise and what isn't. And you want to get to a point in your trading system where you actually have to rely less and less on indicators. Like you'll see here, I don't actually have that many indicators. I mean, I have these indicators, but they're always turned off. I have the EMA, just something that I turn on once in a while. It's not something I use very regularly. But most of the time, I'm just drawing lines, right? And those are just lines that I want to do, that tell me where do I want to do business at.
yeah.
But most of the time, you can just kind of look at a chart, be like, oh, let me just pull up a different chart that's cleaner because it's too messy. Most of the time, like, just delete these. Most of the time, right, you just want to like, you can kind of just tell whether things are bullish or bearish just by looking at market structure as well. So like, this is a daily chart of Bitcoin. And right now we're like in this kind of downtrend. But more importantly, like you can kind of just draw a line like this. You can kind of tell like, okay, let's draw an actual line. Like this is forming some kind of channel right here. And this level we're at is like kind of important right now. It means that, we've had this high, and if we can go above it, then that would mean that we made a higher high, right? And that's bullish. And then if we do pull back, well, you do want to see it. You want to see like a higher low above this one here, right? And that will be bullish. Like you can base your whole strategy just off market structure, if you will.
Yeah.
The main thing is like not making it too complicated.
Yeah, I think the simpler the system is generally the best. I think me looking at the markets right now, I tend to look more at, well, I do watch Bitcoin, but I'm usually like looking at alt charts and stuff. And like, I think a good example, I mean, you can see it on Total 3 and on some other charts like Solana, where it's like you're just hovering at support. And I feel like these supports have been hit so many times that I'm very cautious, like taking longs right now, because I feel like if this support is lost, we're just gonna dump. Like on total 3, I could see us going down. I mean, we would probably maybe get some sort of relief at like the 710 region, but the real support doesn't come in until like 640, and that's, what is that? 17% down from here.
Yeah, I think on the total one, I did draw this out. So like this is a gap, an FEG gap, and it's a 1 day FEG gap. I do think at some point it will tap this area, because right now this blue gap is untapped. So this line here is a Trump pump, right? This is when Trump won election and then everything pumped. We have retraced most of it, but we still have this area left to be untapped. Now, it doesn't have to tap that area, but over a long enough period of time, it will eventually tap that area. And I do think that will probably be sooner than later.
Yeah, I almost hope it's sooner rather than later. Unless I guess it's like we get a full bull market and then come back for it, but I doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just look at technicals aside, though, like you have to think about what are the next catalysts upcoming for Bitcoin. And to be honest, there's not much catalyst left, right? Like we've had the Bitcoin ETF, we had the ETH ETF, we've had the halving. Trump came into power; he's in power now. They've announced an SBR, but they're not acquiring new Bitcoin. I think the only thing that could really push Bitcoin to like crazy new heights in a very short span of time would be like Trump announcing that they're going to acquire Bitcoin for the SBR, or some kind of sovereign wealth fund where they will acquire a lot of Bitcoin. Other than that, I don't see any of these regulations passing that will just have a super bullish impact on Bitcoin. So like what are the tailwinds for Bitcoin then? I think it's mostly just down to macro, right? Like if the economy is good, then so will Bitcoin. And right now, like, the economy is going through this correction phase. Like, look at NASDAQ. It's like it's correcting. I think it's below the 1 day 200 EMA for the first time, which is definitely not a good sign. Usually that's a sign like the bear market starting. So I do think that we will find pockets of relief and people will be like, oh, we're back again. But really we're going through this prolonged choppy phase in the market. I don't think the market will be fully back until rates are lower, and it might take some months before we get to that point.
Yeah, I think this cycle is gonna break the 4-year cycle. It feels like it's not gonna play out the same way it used to.
Yeah, I was never really a fan of those like paradigms though. Like, why do we have a 4-year cycle? Right? I feel like people are just pattern matching too much to the past, that they expect things to happen right now. And yeah, I think that's how a lot of people got wrecked. Like, we should be entering a alt season now. Like, it doesn't have to follow what's happened in the past.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, at this stage in the market, it's definitely a trader's market and not an investor's market. Unfortunately, over the past, which I think a lot of people, including myself, probably realized that way too late. But yeah, best bets is to like be able to watch the charts and trade, which for those of you who are watching, if you're not familiar with LFJ, I'll use this as a quick moment to plug, but we're building, an on-chain trading platform for winners. And so we're also trying to convert our Discord into a place where we can discuss this type of stuff. So we're basically building out our own trading community. So if you're not part of that community already, definitely head over and join discord.gg/LFJ. Super easy to find. We did promise, this is the Trenches with I cannot even say it for some reason. The Trenches with Joe stream. So, we've done some charting, and then might as well do some trenching. So Spam, I don't know, how often are you in the Solana trenches?
Oh, I just swallowed part of my mask. God damn it.
What a way to
I
start.
am. Yeah, that's a good summary of my trenches experience. But I don't know, when the trenches were hot initially, when Pump Fund was kind of banging out like 10-50 million dollar winners like on a consistent basis, I was getting in there just throwing stuff at things that were like about to bond or had just bonded on Radium. I did try to dip my toes back in recently because the trenches do seem to be somewhat heating off. They kind of cooled off for a little bit. But yeah, it's really like, it feels like such a different game than what Fish was kind of explaining before with a lot of the majors, where with majors there's like more analysis and market trends to kind of go through, whereas like you kind of have to develop a secondary thesis of just like quality of meme, and obviously like evaluating like the initial community behind it. Obviously there's like the Telegram chats and CTOs that come out of it, and really just like gauging the energy there, but then also just kind of thinking about the meme itself. Like sometimes like I just use like outside parties as my way to gauge it. So if like my cousin, who is not involved in crypto in any way, shape, or form, and is like 15, 14 years old, if there's like a meme that's like really getting hot on TikTok and they send that to me, and there's a ticker I can find that's like kind of newly created and getting some steam, I might ape some soul into that, just because, you know, if the normies are in on it, it could really send, and then it's just hitting like everyone's timeline and actually becoming a big meme. I think that was a lot of what happened with Chill Guy, because I know that one just started out, and that's how I knew my cousin would be a good trenches trader, was because he sent me one of those like before the token really got any press. But then you know, that was before I had faith in his trading abilities, his meme abilities.
Has your cousin texted you about Titcoin?
Unfortunately, not. Honestly, I think he has a birthday coming up, so I gotta reopen comms with him so I can get my trading alpha back.
Pull him into the LFJ Discord. We need him. It looks like, I mean, checking out what's been trading the last couple hours, Titcoin and Buttcoin seem to be top of mind today. I have not seen these on Twitter at all, but I'm not, to be honest, my feed is not, it's not made for the degens, but holy shit.
I mean, yeah, that seems like a bit of an allegiance coin. Like, are you a tits guy or are you a butt guy? You know, I think that's the thesis. You got to trade on something like that.
Okay. Well, what are we buying? I have $500. I put it in USDC. I guess I should go ahead and swap for Sol, because that would be crazy to trench in USDC, I feel like. As you can see, I have this, well, maybe this, yeah, I guess you guys will see it on stream in a second, and you're a little bit behind me, but the, I got this loaded up in the one-click trading wallet on LFJ. So opened up the account with my email, deposited the USDC, and now I can just one-click trade. So all I got to do is click buy, and it'll send. You can also set you can add NDV protection with Jito, and then you can set your priority fee. But yeah, so we got some Sol now. So I'm gonna pull up.
By the way, if you haven't tried the one-click wallet, you should definitely try it. It's pretty amazing. Like I've never been one to trade on my mobile phone, but it makes mobile trading super easy. Like you can be on holiday in the beach, just like clicking away, or even on the plane.
All right, I've made my allegiance known. I just bought 0.5 Sol of Buttcoin. I feel like we're at support here. I know meme coin TA is kind of stupid, but we got a little bit of a trend, so we'll see. We'll see if it moves up from here. Also, so this feature is not officially live yet, but we'll go ahead and pull up. I don't think I can trade on it right now. I don't think it's set, but we will soon have the trenches feature on LFJ as well, so you can basically see what's coming out of Pump Fund. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I gotta find the link again. All right, I think that's sharing. Are you guys dark mode or light mode on LFJ?
I'm a light mode maxi.
Dark mode.
That's crazy. I actually do like your charts though. I'm kind of tempted to switch, but I just don't know if I want just the blaring white screen. But I do like the, removing the green and the red makes it a little bit more objective to look at charts. But all right, so this is what the new trenches page is going to look like on LFJ. For some reason, let me try one more time. But
oh wow, is this new? I've never seen this before.
it's not live yet. This is a behind the scenes page.
Oh wow.
It won't let me log in with my
This is
wallet
sick.
yet, so it's not
You can-
set. But
You can still
basically,
connect your wallet.
yeah, but I don't have anything in a normal wallet. I only have it in the normal one. So I won't be able to trade from here, but I can just pull it up. So basically, this is what the trenches page is going to look like for those of you who like to do some trench trading. I think Koi already said he loves this, and Koi is our number one trencher in the community right now. But you can see basically what's newly launching. And it's crazy to me. Like, to be honest, I've never been a big trench guy, but like you'll see these new tokens just pop up and like immediately, I guess because of bots, like they'll fill like a quarter of the bonding curve right off the bat, which is pretty insane. But so you can see the new stuff that's launching. You can see what's graduating soon. So you can see the status of how close it is. So both in the ring around the token, and you'll see the percent of how close it is to bonding. And then you can see what's been newly graduated over here.
Is this only for Solana? I'm
I think for
guessing.
now, yeah. It looks like it's all Pump Fund. I don't know if it will eventually add other stuff, but they all look to be Pump Fund as of right now. And then, yeah, you can up here, you can go and pick your denomination of like how much you want to be tossing into stuff. So like maybe you just want to do 0.1 Sol. Like, let's see, maybe we'll buy something that's brand new as soon as it comes out. Oh, I can't. Damn. I can't connect with the wallet, so I can't do it right now. But if I was connected, I would be able to just click this button and it would just automatically, with the one-click trading wallet, it would just go ahead and buy it right off the bat. So, holy shit, this is crazy. But anyways, unfortunately, since I can't connect my wallet, I can't properly ape, but we did have some big winners the past week in the Discord. We had Koi get like an 8x or 10x or something on the Ghibli token. So that was a big win. I think a few people got in on that. And then Murloc got in on Ghibli CZ. I think he round tripped it after like 2xing once or twice, but all right, we're still sitting close to our trend line on. Oh, I didn't switch the tab. We're still close to my trend line on Buttcoin, so we'll see if we can get a little bit of a move on this.
I've just been checking out AVAX memes, and oh my god, Blub is less than 4 cents.
Are we below 4 million?
Yeah, 3.8.
You really hate to see it. Love, honestly, the hype before that launch was crazy. I was so ready for it. Honestly, I think in a way it kind of makes sense that was a top signal, but like I was I don't know. I didn't think the music was going to stop that quickly. And I was on vacation when it launched, so I was going to let it ride. But Cat's still doing decent. 250, 212 million market cap.
I mean, Cat is the only one holding the price right now. I mean, people aren't really selling this level. They're waiting for more.
Honestly, kind of makes sense that you would get
And
one token to the number one token.
Are you guys
Yeah,
have you guys bought guns? Is it gun or guns?
gun. I mean, the token is gun, but they call it guns. It's quite hard to know how to call it. But no, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So I'm just checking. The token
And
has been down only since it's been launched.
yeah, it has been launched at 1 billion FDV, and now it's 500 million, but probably because of Binance.
What was the Binance thing about? There was like a lot of drama.
People are saying that they forced Gans to change the tokenomics last minute to launch it at a high FDV. And I think some pre-sales were fucked up, like they were supposed to have some token unlocked at launch, but they changed the terms, offering them to refund the token or something, but it was a bit blurry for everyone.
All right. Spam, do you have any recommended filters for the trenches? What do you like to filter down to?
Honestly, like within, like if you're looking for like the big swingers of like you could really multiply, especially in this trenches, I kind of go like 100K market cap to like 1.5 mil, and then it's not always easy to set the liquidity filters, but usually try to have like at least 20 to 30K of liquidity if you're kind of judging based on like the low end 100K market caps. And then volume's always a tough one because sometimes you just get like sometimes it's genuine volume and you can look at that and it's like, oh, this has high volume kind of relative to its market cap, so there's a good amount of interest. But there's always the people that when they launch a token are just kind of watching it to get that volume up. I assume to try to like get themselves onto like different trending screens. But usually a healthy amount of volume is kind of needed.
So like we're talking 100K or like a million or
Yeah, 100K just because there's when you have like a lower market cap, like 100K, 150K market cap might not have an absurd amount of volume, but it's usually the more volume the better, unless it's all sell volume.
yeah. Transactions, holders, traders. Should we just leave it blank or?
Yeah, usually those I kind of leave blank and then just evaluate those metrics within the context of the token.
All right, so this is what we got right now on Solana. Footcoin, okay. I kind of like that. If that's the new meta, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, honestly, what were the tit and buttcoin at? This kind of seems like the third fork of the meme.
It was like 10 million, I think.
Yeah, then I think this definitely could have legs to get to like 1 million potentially.
Any of these other ones? Liberation Day. I don't know. We'll look at them.
Come on, made in the USA.
All right. Well, we'll add them to the watch list, and then let's check this one out first. Okay. Let's see. that's a decent looking chart. I mean, a little bit of accumulation. Should we ape?
When's it saying it was created?
Bitcoin.
Okay, yesterday morning.
231 traders, 1.1K holders.
I mean, that's a crazy wick up that it had.
I know, 5 minutes ago.
Fuck, if only we were doing it then, we could have caught that.
I don't know. I feel like this. I'm gonna throw in half a soul. Price impact warning. Too much. Am I aping too much? All right, fuck it.
It was the same with Bitcoin. Nothing happened for a few days, and just yesterday started sending for some reasons. But Bitcoin is like life for months.
I gotta bump the slippage up. It looks like. All right, there we go. One click and we're done. All right, we're on Team Footcoin now. All right, so we got we got half a soul in Footcoin and didn't we? I think we bought Buttcoin. All right, so that one's good. Let's look at these other ones real quick. Actually, let's check Buttcoin real quick. I have too much stuff on the watch list now. I need to drop. I'll get rid of that. All right, sorry, I'm spamming around a little bit. All right. Okay, we're moving. I think we got in here or something. We've turned our 0.5 soul into 0.53 soul so far. Not bad. On Footcoin, we're down. No, we're not really down. We're basically break even. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Liberation Day. Okay, this one's a bit older.
Fat pump.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, what's the market cap? Oh, I mean, we're sub 1 million. What do we think? Do we like it? Should we look at this one first? Okay, this one's brand new. What does this chart mean?
It might go up, it might go down.
The wisdom of the French.
I don't know. This one doesn't look. I like up only charts. I think we might leave this one unless someone has a strong opinion. What about this?
Oh, look at that little ascending triangle.
Ooh, what a! I didn't know Spam was a TA guy.
Oh yeah.
What does this mean? I mean, I think how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do like measured move, like that. So that'll take it up what 125%. Maybe we do. Let's just do 0.1. See if we can.
That's a healthy size.
Oh, it's not going to go through. Oh, it did. Okay, I thought it was going to hit the slippage. All right, let's see if that one plays out. All right, so we got Liberation Day. I think I don't know. This one's sketchy. Taking that one off the watch list.
That one's just like moving super fat in either direction.
Yeah, it could be accumulation, but I don't know. I like this type of accumulation better. I wonder. Let me see what comes up if we go to X and look at butt coin and foot coin. Created by Buttoshi in 2013.
Bullish.
That's good.
That's a good meme.
That
That's
is
a
a good
great
meme.
meme.
Amazing read. I like it.
Honestly, probably more informative than some of the other white papers out nowadays.
True. So I guess the real question is was your thesis about it being butts or tits the right thing? The breast technology in crypto?
I mean, some of it comes into play too. Is like
Bitcoin's been around, right?
I mean, well, actually, let me see. How old is the chart? Maybe there's an older.
I swear I bought a Bitcoin before. That's why, and it was exactly the same thing. Like, oh, first something from like 2013. By the way, there's like tons of these coins.
I mean, yeah,
that claim to be.
it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this one's not. This one, it looks like it launched 2 months ago, and then a little bit of a resurgence today. I mean, this is a crazy chart.
What are people in the
Uh-oh.
chat buying these
Sorry,
days?
I forgot
Let's get
to
some
change my screen.
user requests.
Yeah, whoever's on the stream, feel free to drop some alpha. We can see it. I keep forgetting that when I switch tabs, I have to move the screen share. But yeah, this was the crazy chart I was talking about for Buttcoin.
let's look and see if there's any good trenches calls. Maybe I think Coy might be sleeping now, but see if what he left us off with.
I think he hit a 2x earlier. I don't know.
Meme stock market is what he was looking at. He also did call Titcoin as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he call it at?
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, 32 mil market cap.
This one is crazy. Up only. So it doesn't really look like Titcoin is. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a Titcoin versus Buttcoin type thing, but who knows?
Someone in the chat mentioned Gleebly. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that.
Ghibli?
Ghibli?
Studio Ghibli?
God.
Is that what we're talking
Yeah.
about? I mean, we can look at it again.
I feel like that one kind of lost its steam, but I mean, everyone's still kind of posting all those images on X.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the trend of doing it is done, but I think the actually, I don't know. I mean, it's still holding 14 million. I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah, this is a bit too long of a. I mean, once again, charting a meme coin, kind of ridiculous, but you can call that a little bit of support maybe. And then same with there. So, I mean, you could take a,
Honestly, the chart doesn't look too bad.
yeah, I mean, if you could take a long from right here, call this support, and then try to aim for, oh, how do I, oh, there we go. Yeah, you can maybe get 20 to 50% if it gets up to here.
The crazy thing for me was like the routine guy.
Oh, the
What was the max?
Saratoga
Yeah,
dude.
I think the max FTV I ever got to was, what was it, like 25 million or 20 million?
What was the token? Was it Saratoga or was it?
Routine. But I think Ghibli is, I don't know, I think Ghibli as a meme is probably better just because it's more global.
What a chart. Holy shit. Yeah, the routine thing, I missed it the first like weekend it popped off, and then I started to see everyone talk about it, and I totally missed it. But I don't even understand why exactly this thing went so crazy viral. It's kind of like, I mean, I guess it's
I
funny.
think it's just ridiculousness
I
of
know,
it.
but there's so much ridiculous stuff.
Guy waking up at 4 a.m.
It is ridiculous, but I would not, if I'd seen that early, I don't think I would have expected it to get anywhere close to as big as it is. The video on Twitter, I think got like 750 million views or something ridiculous. Which, I mean, that number is probably inflated, but
I'm debating whether to go short right now on Bitcoin, guys.
you want to pull out your chart while we wait for our foot coin to do something. Holy shit. It did something.
Rich.
Oh wait, did it or no? That was just the longer chart.
Fuck.
I thought that was the 5 minute. We're still at we're basically at break even. I think we bought at here. So oh fuck. Oh well, if there was a stop loss, it would hit it. I'll just move it down. Might as well. We'll just say that the target is infinity. Yeah, Fish, do you wanna share your screen again?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Oh, Liberation Day's moving. Oh, this is the one we only put 0.1 SOL in. Okay, we made 20% on Buttcoin. Should we take profits?
Yeah, I'm sharing screen right now.
Okay, I'm taking profits on Buttcoin, everyone. That's the call. I'll let Fish share.
So right now, Bitcoin's at 85,800. And I marked out this line here. Let me just hide this. So there's like a weekly line at 8,600. And if I switch to my other thing, so 8,600 is an important line for me that I drew out. And if I switch back to Exo charts here, I'll show you how this works. So this is Exo charts, and so the first part is the candlestick. This is 3-minute candlestick, and then the second box is delta bars, which is CVD, which stands for cumulative volume delta, which basically means the amount of market buys or market sells going on. And then third is OI, and then this part just some other stuff that probably don't need to know about right now. But as you can see, basically what's happening is we are making so 8600. We've made a higher high on the CVD, but it's failed to make a higher high on the candlestick, which means that people are market buying into this. You can kind of see here, open interest is opening, and there's also high delta on open interest. So it means that there's a lot of retail longing here, but the price isn't pushing up as much as it should be, which probably means that there is retail longing at this level, but then there's probably like whales or market makers with limit shorts here, and they're absorbing the buys. So there could be a case here where I think it's like a so-so long short, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Would you have a target for that, or not really? Not yet.
That's the thing though, like I'm not super, because I think, so let's see on the chart here. Let me just go back to the other chart. So I think what day of the week we put in highs and lows at is very important. So we put in the weekly low on Monday, and that was 81.2. And the current weekly high is today, Wednesday, at 86. Usually, like this is statistics, you very rarely put in weekly highs or lows on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, which means that I still think that we will probably make a higher high sometime at the end of the week, like either maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday or Sunday. So if I was to go short here, it'll be like, a super scalp short. I wouldn't hold it forever. It'll be like, go in short and then take profit at like 84K, or maybe, aim for 82.8, but even like 84K, I'll just take profit.
So do you look at like,
That's why I'm not in love with the short, to be honest. I'm just thinking about it, but it's possible. Like I've seen people take shorts here. I think it's okay, but it's not something that I'm dying to get into right now.
yeah, I think if you look at the like low time frame, it doesn't look weak yet. But if it starts to slow down and roll over a little bit, it might be a little more.
If we look at the liquidity heat map, 1 second, let me just change again. So I like to use this from time to time. I don't use it all the time. I think it can be easily spoofed. But basically, this is liquidity heat map for Binance BTC USDT on the perp market. And you can see here that like in the past 5 minutes, there's a lot more ask now stacking above the current price. So it kind of signifies to me that like, now this can easily be spoofed, but I have a feeling people are going to start shorting this area. Right now, though, I'm not doing anything. I think right now, it's just market's kind of like, I don't know. I think I've been out of the market for too many days.
I think today's going to be a tough day to trade anyways, because of
Yeah, because of Liberation Day.
I don't think that news is coming out until like 4 p.m. Eastern, so 4 p.m. US time.
Also, like funding rates are negative. Let me just change again to Velo. So we take funding rates here. This is Velo, so I use this to check funding rates. I mean, funding rates are negative right now. I feel like that in itself is not necessarily bad, but I don't like it when, if you're a bear, you don't want other people to be bear with you, I think. sometimes like when the short trade is too crowded, you get easily squeezed. I know. I think the best thing to do right now is actually just to wait for a pullback. I still think I'm probably better off being in long here. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, if you do go long now, I think if you get it to move, I would move stops to break even pretty quick. I feel like it's gonna be one of those days if I had to guess. I still wonder, looking at here, I'm gonna steal the screen share for a second. I've been looking at the Solana chart a lot recently, and we've hit this level of support so many times, and just someone is defending this price level for sure. But I just also can imagine that there's a lot of stop losses placed like right here. So like if the market does take a downturn, which it wouldn't be that surprising to see something chop again, if it comes down below this, I could see this support breaking, I feel like.
Oh, this kind of chart is nasty.
Yeah, from right here, I mean, you could technically go either way. Like you could go long and put your stop loss below this, but I feel like if there's a lot of people probably doing that, so if it does break below that, I could see Solana.
I think the best way to play that if you want to get long is like, because that's a range low. What you want to do is like wait for price to go below it, deviate it, come back into the range low, and then get long.
Yeah, I agree. I think getting long here is pretty risky. I do think if you do see it come down below and then come back here, that's like a pretty solid place to open a short as well, with like a pretty hard.
No. If it goes down below and then comes back into the range again, like above that green line, I would actually go long.
If it got back above. But if it slows down and rejects this, I mean, that's like that would be a pretty strong flip from support to resistance. So it depends on if it deviates. That's how I'm looking at it. So I mean, it's at one of those points it could go either way, but I would agree that the safest entry here would be if it comes below and then you see what happens next. That's honestly the main chart I've been looking at this week. A lot of other stuff is a little, well, I wouldn't necessarily say messier, but I mean, is ETH doomed?
I honestly think alts look good. I mean, look good for longs just because I feel like comparative to Bitcoin, they've just been oversold a lot. Especially some of these meme coins, like they've been battered.
Yeah. I mean, they are oversold, but also like the trend is pretty strongly down. If I look at Total 3, it's pretty much the same thing as Solana. Like you're sitting at a support level that you've hit multiple times, and now you have deviated it once, and now you're kind of hovering just at the line. So I mean, I don't know. Pivotal. I guess we'll see what happens today. I'm kind of in like a no trade spot. I feel like. Is there any other interesting stuff happening? A lot of red.
What kind of coins would do well like on Liberation Day? It's like all American coins.
I don't know. The thing is I don't think anyone except for Trump thinks that Liberation Day is good for America. Like, there's no one other than Trump going around saying that they actually think the tariffs is going to be a good thing.
Let's see what Trump is doing. The Trump coin.
It's going to 0.
Slowly.
Oh wow, went to $10. Okay. I feel like longing just because I haven't traded in like so many days now. That's so bad.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like the last thing you should do.
But the
I
market
definitely-
moved up a lot since yesterday. Like people are expecting tariffs to be okay, I believe. So if they
I
are
don't
bad,
know.
we are going straight to 0.
I don't. The thing with Trump is like he wants to make a show of everything, and like he hates looking weak. So just I can't imagine him coming out and then just having the most nothing burger of tariffs, because people are going to be like, people are going to call it out as a nothing burger. So like I feel like he wants the tariffs to go live, and then I wouldn't be surprised if their like reaction is bad, and then he like pulls some fake concessions from other countries and then takes them off like a week from now or something. But
Yeah, kind of like what he did with Canada, right?
yeah, but
And they were
now
like, well, the special relationship's over now. And then I think the next day he's like, yeah, we had a call and everything was fine.
yeah, I don't even know. It's just impossible to track, which I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are saying that the market's getting immune to tariff news, but in honesty, I think the market is calling Trump's bluff, but if it's not a bluff, then I don't think it's priced in. That's my analysis of the market, but I don't know. We'll see.
Do you guys think Trump will be good for crypto? Like, you know, we knew what he was promising before he was elected. Now that he's been in office for 2 months now, like, is he living up to his promises? Price aside.
I would say that, like, Trump in particular, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand, but like, I think there are people around Trump who have bags and they're going to do what they can to make sure that like things are situated for their bags to perform well. So like, part of me has a little bit of faith that, like, I mean, in terms of like regulations that are bad for crypto, I think those days are probably behind us for the time being. Like I think there isn't going to be any regulations coming out that are like tough on crypto. I think on that front, it'll probably be good. It does seem like there's a lot of moves around the board, like around the world, like both in states and whatever, to make strategic Bitcoin reserves. So like on a long-term time horizon, I could see it being good. I just think right now in particular, I mean, his day-to-day stuff is definitely not good for the markets.
Yeah, everything around it. He's like, he very much says stuff, but then nothing really gets put into law. Like he hasn't obviously made any or like created any like regulations through his cabinet that are like inherently bad for crypto, and I don't think he will. But it kind of would have been better if there was just actual regulations that were just very good and positive for crypto. I think kind of leaving it as just something that he bull posts, creates a token every once in a while, but never actually like signs or puts anything that is just in writing and good regulation. I think that some of the outside parties are just like still a little bit scared because there is nothing, and like that just creates like unnecessary risk where it would just be better if he actually, if something was enacted. that made just favorable regulation and put kind of codification on things.
Yeah. I've come to the realization that I don't think he gives a shit about crypto. I don't think you're right. I don't think he's against it. He's not gonna put laws that like make it hard for crypto businesses to thrive. But at the same time, like, does he care about crypto? I really don't think he does.
Well, he does have his like bags with that whole like kind of side project company that should align him to pump things, but I don't think necessarily put any sort of like hard and fast rules against it. Like kind of just like trying to make his own side money and keep other people happy, but not necessarily like make rules around it.
I don't know if the World Liberty financing is his own bags really, or if that's just like people around him that are like attaching their name to Trump. Like, I don't think he has any idea what the fuck's going on with.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he has any idea.
I think
This
it's
is a
Yeah,
guy.
with the
This is a guy who like sold NFTs on Polygon, right, for like shoes or something.
he's a. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a grifter. He just like he was selling NFTs. He was selling fucking sneakers before the election, like, and then days before inauguration, he launches a meme coin. Like, I don't know. I think honestly, he has made. I mean, he might in some ways help with the adoption of certain things like Bitcoin, but like I think he's also very much promoted the idea that crypto is a scam to a lot of new people. A lot of people who forgot about it are like, oh, the scammy president is now also launching scams there. So it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be great for onboarding new people.
Yeah, that seems to be like a big thing that kind of has to be tackled as well. It's just like from an outside perspective, like when I just tell people like I work in crypto, there's like, oh, you must be a scammer. I'm like, no, but that's just kind of like the main narrative that comes around that. And yeah, the NFTs and launching the Trump and then the Melania coin, both just like from an outsider's view, that's a skeptic. Like that's not something that's bringing them in and making them want to like put portions of their 401k in like a Bitcoin or a crypto ETF. Like it just kind of leaves a worse taste in their mouth. And yeah, obviously, like part or at least like kind of half of the U.S. is already skeptical of him as a president. So even just like attaching his name onto these products kind of has everyone that doesn't like him also not liking crypto. Just because of his involvement, and you can't really do it without like a full large portion, like 80% of the nation having like an actual interest in like what it can do. And like I think in general, like there's like a lot of misunderstandings of like what crypto is. Like yes, us that are on CT 24/7 and have like a vested interest and see like the value of crypto can understand why it's something that's important and to invest in and to build out. But for other people that are not like fully educated on like what crypto is and what it can do and like the cyberpunk kind of value proposition that it can bring, like they're just kind of immediately turned off to it, and anything else that you try to like throw at them to explain it, like they're just going to close their ears and not listen.
Yeah. I do think there needs to be a little bit of a comeback to like DeFi in a sense, and like a little bit of a separation from like the meme coin casino and everything else in crypto. Because I think over the last year, everything kind of has become just a meme coin casino. And like, to be honest, a lot of us in this space are here for it and like we enjoy it and stuff. But if we want like broader growth of the industry and things to continue to go well, like I do think there needs to be a little bit of a realignment, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I do really miss, to be honest. Like, I feel like I rarely do DeFi anymore. Like, and DeFi is what originally got me into the space. Now it's mainly like trading is what I do, which is also, you know, it's fun. And like, as I said, the people who are here, we're kind of here for it. Like, we'll trade, we'll trench, but yeah, kind of what you were saying, Spam. I think like the value prop that I think a lot of us probably think back to is, you know, being able to like do cool financial stuff on chain, like DeFi stuff is really cool. I think Bitcoin has its own value prop in itself. And then originally, I think there was like the idea of like blockchains being like, you know, like ETH, for example. I always used to explain it to my friends as like, you know, if you buy ETH, you're buying into the idea that like you're basically buying a piece of this future internet that you think is going to happen, where like all this applications and finance is happening on top of this new network. And I think we've sort of forgotten it a little bit, that was kind of what was happening. At least that's how I always thought about it. I don't know if you guys had different points of view, but
I think his main concern is like stable coins and just making sure that the dollar will remain the dominant currency of the world. And crypto is just one way to achieve that. You know, you can kind of tell with like what Larry Fink is saying in BlackRock is like, I think there will possibly be a vision in the future where, you know, everything, all the stocks and stuff will just come on chain, right? Like, we won't even have stock markets anymore. Everything will just be done on chain. It'll be 24/7. So you can literally, you know, gamble on stocks all the time, always in US dollars. Like, that would be probably his dream. But whether it, you know, buys into the ethos of decentralization, censorship, resistance, all that kind of stuff, I just don't think he cares about that part of crypto much.
yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, it does seem like stable coins are one of the top like product market fits of crypto right now. And then if all the stocks and stuff do eventually come on chain, that's going to be huge. But I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
going
mean,
to happen.
you already have tokenized stocks on chain. But I think it's more just about like bringing liquidity and being able to trade it at size right now.
Yeah, true. The size of stock market trading is just like on another realm versus I think what a lot of crypto trading volume is. Okay, as we've been talking, I've been just checking the charts. I think, Spam, I think you were right. This is what the meta is. This is what it's come to.
Honestly, everyone seems depressed, but the market's actually doing not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's just like a culmination of the last couple months.
Honestly, the
Only
one thing
Bitcoin is
that
doing well.
the one thing that I can recommend people do is like just do not. You know, it's crazy. I think if you look back at all your trading weeks over the last year, you'll find that you only need to trade like, I don't know, 1 month out of 12 to actually have a good year. And I think everyone's been guilty of this, including myself many, many times. Like, taking less trades and being much more selective about it will be way profitable for you in the long run.
Yeah, that's good advice, honestly. I overtrade for sure.
Like, when I started documenting my trades in LFJ Discord, just because, like, you know, I didn't want to look like an idiot. The shame of like making you guys lose money. it actually helped me a lot in making sure that I was only taking trades that I was willing to share publicly. I do recommend that people do that more often, even if you're not confident in your ability. Like, you just sharing trades with other people just forces you to become selective in what you share and therefore what you take as a trade.
Yeah, the only trade I like publicly like pulled up a chart for. Oh, sorry, I forgot to switch tabs again. I was just leaving it on AskCoin Twitter. Yeah, the only like one that I was confident enough to like publicly share the chart and everything for was it played out to perfection. And like if I had only taken that trade, I would have been up a lot this week. And instead, I'm like slightly down because I took like 10 other trades that I was less confident about. So yeah, it's decent advice, to be honest, for all traders. But once again, for those of you who are watching, I'll shout it out once again. Join our trading community in LFJ. We have basically we're trying to build out the community there. We have channels for like majors, altcoins, trenches. We got people in there dropping stuff every day. We're slowly building it up, so it's not nonstop alpha, but I mean, as we just said, we probably shouldn't be trading nonstop. It's better to take the ones that you're more convinced about. So go ahead and join the Discord, discord.gg/LFJ. And yeah, join us in our trading journeys. So we've been going for an hour and a half now. I think we can probably wrap it up soon. So so far today we bought Titcoin. No, we bought Buttcoin, and then we bought Footcoin, and then we sold the Buttcoin for 20% profit. I think I just bought some AskCoin as well. So we'll see if I bought the top on this one. Maybe on our next stream we'll check in again and see how things are going. I will take profits before next week because it'll probably go to zero way before then. But yeah, I think that was a good stream. Best of luck, everyone, on Liberation Day. Hopefully, if you still have bags, hopefully your bags are not going to zero. But yeah, if you want to hear more analysis and see what people are thinking about how the markets are going to react and stuff, join the Discord, discord.gg/LFJ. And yeah, I think we can wrap it there. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for watching. And yeah, also if you're in the Discord, let us know what you thought about the stream, and let us know what you want to see more of in future streams. Do you want more trenches, more charts, more analysis? We'll take any feedback. So
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
all right.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone. See ya.
Let's fucking Joe.
Fucking Joe.